Hello all, my name is Kiran Raj and my roll number is MT20ACS514. Today I'll be covering Metasploit framework. Metasploit framework is a powerful tool used by hackers and penetration testers. It is an open source tool and it contains a huge collection of exploits that can be used to exploit vulnerabilities in other systems. You can also use your own custom code in Metasploit framework as well. Today we'll be covering two such exploits that can be used in Metasploit framework. The first exploit that I will be showing you is VSFTPD exploit, a backdoor exploit. Basically, a VSFTPD, it accesses web servers or machines through an FTP backdoor. VSFTPD stands for Very Secure FTP Daemon, and it is an FTP server just like uh, any other FTP server for Unix-like systems, including Fedora, Ubuntu, etc. It uses port number 21, which is the FTP port for carrying out the exploit. It basically opens a backdoor service which is listening on port number 6200, and from there you can use commands in order to get onto the target machine. You can use commands like ls, cd, make directory, etc., and that will reflect on the target machine, and basically you can see all the files, modify the files in the target machine. We'll be using Metasploitable operating system in a different virtual box for this demo. Let's get right to it. So I have my Metasploitable framework running on my Kali Linux, and I also have my Metasploitable 2 operating system, my Metasploit framework and my Metasploitable operating system running on VirtualBox. First thing that I need is the IP address of this Metasploitable 2 operating system. I can get the IP address using the command ifconfig, and I get the IP address here, 192.168.1.6. We can make sure it is working by typing it in the browser. So we have it here. Metasploitable 2 is up and running. So the next thing that we can do is search for the exploit. We are going to be searching for the exploit VSFTPD. So this is the backdoor exploit that we will be using. We can type the command use and the name of the exploit, and we will be in the package. Within here you can type show options to see the settings that are currently set. So the only thing that is already set is port number 21, which is the FTP port that we'll be using. We have to set the remote host as well. So we have the remote host IP address right here, 192.168.1.6. We can set the remote host by typing the command set rhost 192.168.1.6. So we have set the remote host. We can also set the remote port as 21, but it's already set. This is not necessary, but I have set it again. So we have all the settings here, right here. Now for this to work, the Metasploitable 2 OS, this system, within the system, port number 21 should be open. So we can check whether port number 21 is open or not using nmap command. It will basically scan all the ports within this IP address, that is our Metasploitable 2 machine. So right here we can see port number 21 is discovered and it is open. So we are ready to go. So we can type show options once more. So we have the settings here, port number 21 and the remote host is 192.168.1.6, which is our Metasploitable 2 operating system running machine. So we can go ahead and exploit this. So right here we are in the command shell is open and a session is opened. We are in the command shell. So we can type in any command we want. I'm going to type in ls command and we can see all the folders that are within my Metasploitable 2 machine. As you can see, they are the same folders. So this is how we can open a backdoor into a different machine. So we have opened a session from Kali Linux operating system into Metasploitable 2 using a VSFTPD backdoor attack. So this is the one exploit, and the next exploit that I will be showing you is SynFlooding attack, which is a DOS attack. It's a denial of service attack. So the theory behind SynFlooding is that TCP session, whenever a TCP session is established, it basically uses a three-way handshake in order to establish a TCP session. A source sends a SYN packet to the destination, and the destination responds with a SYN-ACK, which is basically synchronize and acknowledgement SYN-ACK packet back to the source, and then the source sends a final ACK packet, acknowledgement packet, back to destination. SynFlood exploits the three-way handshake. It attacks by exploiting the three-way handshake. Attacker sends a SYN packet and the victim machine replies with a SYN-ACK and waits for the final acknowledgement packet from the source, but it will never get the acknowledgement packet. That is the trick behind SynFlooding DOS attack. So as long as it is waiting for the final acknowledgement packet, it basically utilizes its resources. That's how SynFlooding occurs. So now let's get into the practical of the second exploit. For this, we can clear our screen and we can search for SynFlood. Yes, right here, this is the exploit that we will be using. We can use SynFlood and we are in the package. We can show options again, show options, and there you go, nothing is set. Remote port is 80 and remote host is not set. For this experiment, I will be using my Windows 10 machine and I have my IP address right here, 192.168.1.2. I will set remote host as 192.168.1.2 and also I will set the port. I'll set the port as port number 20, port number 135, which is the TCP port. So I can again type show options and there you go, the settings are set. Remote host, remote port. Now we are all set to exploit this exploit. So before that, I can take my task manager. You can see that the CPU utilization is around 45%. Let's see what happens when I exploit it. SynFlooding has started. It has risen up to 60%. It will go even higher. It will go much higher. It will go up to 80% as well. As you can see here, in Wireshark, our local Wireshark also shows a lot of acknowledgement packets and snack packets. As soon as I stop this, you can see that the CPU utilization has come down. So this is how SynFlood works. So that is the second type of exploit, and that covers the two exploits. Thank you.